Okay, so I'm gonna keep running with this series on the paternalism, and I also want to talk a little bit about conjecture. What I was getting around to saying is that like a lot of our instincts are how we have existed, and we're not truly bound by those or limited by them, but that's all we know and all we've been knowing for quite a while. So that's part of what's so awesome and challenging, enlightening, redeeming, but also horrifying about our present iteration of reality, is that it's way different than what it had been. So like when I was a young person, I was pretty strong in sports. So I wasn't the most athletic, but I wasn't the least athletic. But I developed a lot. Like I emulated like some of the aesthetics around like practicing alone that I saw in like documentaries with like Grant Hill and Michael Jordan, about like Michael Jordan playing alone on a hoop in North Carolina, rural North Carolina, putting up shots, getting beat by his older brother, but then at a certain point getting better than his older brother, and then dunking. There's a scene on the film Space Jam where they show it's very beautiful. They show a little boy like that would look similar to Michael Jordan, portraying Michael Jordan, and he's practicing alone on a hoop. This kind of beat up rural country isolated basketball hoop, and then they put the music on. It goes to him dunking as Michael Jordan, and that's beauty right there. To something that simple, that humble, just something that they would call that rustic. I think that's the word for that. Something that rustic, to go to that official, to be official now. Jordan is a lot of what's appealing to about the NBA to young people is that it's official. They used to have this thing of like the referee like this. That was like the picture of the NBA, and people don't know what that does to the back of someone's mind, is that it's official now. So we're all putting up shots. In the 90s, basketball was a movement. Maybe basketball still is, but in the 90s, basketball was a movement. You up and move across the country to anywhere else, and they know what MJ is about. They know what basketball is about. They know what 21 is about. That was the 90s. But you could appreciate as a young person who enjoys basketball that's a lot of what the movement is. But I want to be official, so I want to go to the NBA. Like there would be like this thing, like the Dream Team was awesome. Like the Dream Team was excellent. You had like the '92 Dream Team. You had MJ, Scottie Pippen, John Stockton, Karl Malone. I should know, but I'm not sounding like no basketball head when I stop there. But anybody who knows about basketball from the '90s knows about the '92 Dream Team. Yet that was beautiful to a child, but not as beautiful as just making it to the NBA. Making it to the Dream Team, that was cool and all. Now that is dreamy. Like MJ putting on the warm-up gear to the '92 Dream Team, that's dreamy. But we didn't actually know some of their competition they were going up against, or like how solid the competition was. We just knew that these are some awesome fools from the NBA. But the NBA is what counted because it was official. That was what was significant about it. But so in that Space Jam, he's going from rustic playing rural like that to official now NBA. That's real. But that's actually what greatness is, because the greatest things start very simple. And if you wanted to train yourself to be outstanding, you wouldn't necessarily need to go to some outstanding facility, because they might work up some strong suits and get you too comfortable with the strong suits. So an outstanding, imminent, scientific, state-of-the-art facility might not be the strongest way to go. Like if you imagine like the movie Rocky, there's a film where he had like, I don't know what one of the Rocky films, he had a competition from Russia, and they were like training him like damn near like a guinea pig, like a scientific experiment, understudy of a scientist, this man from Russia. But one is that you can appreciate if they were approaching it like that, they might get around to cheating, because if you're taking every advantage to have an advantage, what would stop you from taking an advantage that wasn't ethical? That is steroids. Somebody would so that does beg to the question. So how much training is overtraining? What is training and what is cheating? That might be a deep question. I might have to come back to that. What you're getting better in life when you're challenging yourself. You're getting better, so you're really getting better when you're challenging yourself. And the toughest competition is to go up against yourself. If you can imagine, so imagine you were a boxer, right? They're putting you in a boxer gym, and they're like, okay, we're gonna have you go against this guy that got less experience than you. That wouldn't be scary. Or they say, we're gonna have you go up. This is a killer. This is this is the toughest guy. We're gonna have you go up against him. That would be a little bit more scary, but you can appreciate that either you're gonna get way better by going up against him, or he might pull some punches that is go a little bit light on you, being way better than you. But they say, this is a motherfucker that's been training just as long as you. You guys just both started 2 weeks ago. We want you to go full speed, one-on-one, have at it, go for the gusto, go for the victory against your exact competition, your exact equal. That's way more scary. But then what would be even deeper than that is to actually go against yourself. And then if you go against yourself as your real competition, a lot of people are so preoccupied with competition, and you actually get mean-spirited like that, and you don't get your best by being focused on competition. You can start to get better like that because you're like, oh yeah, there must be a lot of people up early in the morning, so I want to get up early in the morning. I'm up out of here before everybody else, blah, 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 blah. But then you start to get mean like that, and you want to be better than everyone else, and you fixate on being better than people, and you actually don't become your best. But if you just start challenging yourself like, man, I want to do it better than I did yesterday. I'm going to go up against the competition so that I can go get better at going up against me. Then you find yourself up, you're like, damn, man, it's only like, I'm up early in the morning, but I actually can't get out there and start working yet because everybody's asking the whole city is asleep right now. But I'm ready to go. Like you're motivated and ready to go. You're not trying to beat anybody out of bed, but you woke up inspired before everybody got a chance to waking up out of bed with whatever inspiration they got. That's the deeper thing. So in this video, I just challenged myself, saying that it would be interesting to have a question of what is the difference between training and cheating. But what would be colder about Rocky than that other dude is that Rocky he's more authentic, more congruent. He's from the grassroots, but he's also improvising with the eccentricities of his limited equipment. Is colder than the strong suits of sophisticated equipment that was designed. The sophisticated equipment is designed to benefit you. So from that standpoint, it's already soft. You could maybe have the most challenging, difficult, sophisticated equipment, but such as it's preconceived with an intent to benefit someone, it's already soft from that point. But you start working with the concrete, with like I've pointed out the awesome fitness extravagant, fitness extraordinary, near about master. I don't like to call anyone master because then that sounds like you're not improving anymore, so you're not a master anymore. But there's an athlete named Hannibal for King, and I don't mean to just name drop him as though to associate with him, because I actually can't really. I don't know that I would be forthright in broaching his name, because he's the real deal. But I just reference him because if you watch his videos, he's improvising on playground equipment that wasn't designed for weightlifting. So that means it's unforgiving. It's not calculated to benefit him. It's calculated to be played on by kids, but also to be sturdy around being played on for kids. So it's just some mean, sturdy playground equipment that he uses. And so it's not cutting him any slack. It's not cutting any corners with him. So it's actually harder, more hardcore than weight training equipment. Because even if you had some dumbbells, that you got some from free weights with a dumbbell, it's still designed to benefit you. So from that standpoint, it's soft. But what Hannibal for King is doing is his own body weight against the concrete, against the playground. And so he's improvising with the eccentricities of that and getting stronger than that. So he's getting stronger than strong because it's unforgiving, it's not compromising. So that might actually be the stronger look than what they were doing in that Rocky film, like with the great athlete and the state of the art scientific equipment would be that just improvising with real life, and also the limitations of limited means. So working with limited equipment, bare bones, minimum equipment, minimum opportunity. That is actually your stronger. That's your stronger training right there, because it's real at that point. And so what's harder than real? What's realer than real? So that's a lot of what you perceive when you watch that film Space Jam, where he's like he's training rural country hoop, improvised, maybe shoddy stationary hoop, and then he becomes no less than Michael Jordan, official Michael Jordan. What's more so great about like the NBA, to my taste, growing up, is not that it's so great. It's just that it's official. It's that just official. So but I got more. I'm gonna come back with this.